What's going on, YouTube? Tapasa back with another video. So glad you're able to make it here because I got back from my trip and I did not go to the northwest of the United States. Instead, I went to, that's right, Las Vegas, baby. It was very last minute. We originally were going to go up to Oregon, and then the flights were super booked because of softball and a Lego convention. And then we're secondarily gonna go maybe to, I think it was somewhere else. Anyway, we're back with an entry of my accountants of Las Vegas, and I would like to talk all about Las Vegas today. But first, let's get right into this entry. So, funny story. I'm out in Las Vegas, and I went gambling with my father. We stuck with blackjack as always, and it was fun. My father supplied me $200 to play. A long time after, I turned it into $300. Now, the logical me would have stepped away and taken the $100, but gambling me thought, oh, this is my dad's money. If I lose it all, it wouldn't matter. After a bad hand, everything started to then descend into nothingness, and I lost everything. For a while, I sat there thinking, man, I was up $100 for my dad, and I failed to back out even when I was just below the break even point. I internalized this crappy feeling and took it back to our hotel room. I was then told by my dad that he was going to let me keep the winnings. Yeah, so it stung even more. To think that I would have been up $100 myself would have maybe been the extra push I needed to remain more logical. I enjoyed the entertainment I had while I was playing, but the feeling of the loss outweighs it to make me not want to play it again. What I will say is that I'm thankful my dad funded this expense, and he'll even maybe planned the lesson in there too. Who knows? What I will say is that I think my next big win will come from a paycheck. So, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I thought I would have had to pay my dad back the money that I had lost him the first night we played. And so I was like, "Oh, I this money would mean, nothing to me." But I should have thought and been like, I think either way, either one of us would want to be up $100. So that was a little bit selfish of me to kind of disregard the fact that, hey, even if we're as a team, we're up 100. And that's great. And so I was just like, oh, I'm going to keep gambling more and more. And obviously, when you play enough games, what ends up happening is you have this slow decline down to losing everything because the house always wins. And so that indeed did happen. And I lost everything. I did not profit off of anything at the casino. So I have this feeling never to gamble again, which is a good thing. I mean, I might dabble in it a little bit once maybe like friends ask or they want to gamble, or if my siblings, when they turn of age to gamble, they're like, dude, just put in a couple dollars or something. But I don't feel so inclined to gamble. I'd rather take the for sure way of working for my money. That to me feels a lot more enjoyable. Now, another thing that I will say is my trip in Vegas was pretty good. Not gonna lie, it was all right. We did leave Vegas after the first day to go to Zion National Park, which I posted I think one short on it. And Zion National Park was spec freaking tacular. Best One of the best places I've seen. It was very very beautiful, and the mountains literally are just towering over you. I then went to the Hoover Dam, which was also a crazy feat of engineering for how large those footings are for the bridge that goes over it, as well as just the dam itself. And then I came back to Vegas for one more day, spent a night in another hotel, and we got to go look around the shops because obviously I'm into fashion. So I was like, oh my gosh, let's go look at these high end fashion brands and see what they got. And funnily enough, I have a side quest that I've made for myself, and that is to get this jacket that is from Giorgio Armani, and it is very cool because the material is called rice stitch, And so it makes it very stretchy to where you can, move around like this in a suit, which most people, like, when they look at it, they're like, it looks like sportswear almost. Like, what is this? This doesn't look super formal. But I feel like once you put it on, you realize the advantages of buying something like it. It's because it literally is built for comfort. And granted, you could probably find something like a cheap version on, eBay or something, or Amazon. But for me, because I like fashion and I personally enjoy the Giorgio Armani line, I personally will be saving up over the course of months/years for this particular jacket, just because I think it'll be very, very, very useful for me, because I myself am getting a little too large for my current suit that I have, because it's very restricting. But not only that, I also will be getting larger over this summer when I start my lifting regiment, if you will, with my friend. So overall, Las Vegas, what do I rate it? Eh, Las Vegas is probably like a 6 out of 10. I feel like it's a little overrated personally. I'm not one to party. I'm not one to, I would say, gamble a whole lot, but I gambled at the opportunities that I was given. But the place itself, a lot of really cool, unique things to go see. But I feel like after a while, you kind of notice that, unfortunately, because it is a city, there's a very wide range of people. And so, like, I've seen a lot of people stumbling or sleeping on the streets because they don't have a lot. And for me, when I see that, I just, I feel bad almost. And I'm like, ugh. Like, I can't help them really, because they're stuck in their own mental cycle of get money for drugs, don't need food kind of deal. It's a very interesting topic to maybe touch on at a later time. But I'm not a huge fan of cities. I feel like that's what Las Vegas has taught me, is I don't really like cities. Too many people, not a huge fan of the huge discrepancies between, I guess, classes, economic, social standings. I don't know what you want to call it. Point being, though, is Las Vegas was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm glad that my parents were able to take me out for a couple days. And if you ever go there, just make sure you be smart with how you gamble. Know when to pull out. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.